My name is V, it's episode 3, and I'm going to start by cutting down a tree. Hello everyone, and welcome to OmathaCraft Season 4, Episode 3. And as I said in the intro, I'm going to be starting this episode off by cutting down a tree. And in fact, I'm going to be cutting down many trees because I need lots of wood to finish the gold farm that we started in the previous episode. And I say started because we only built half the gold farm for one, and also we didn't finish gas-proofing it, so I need more wood to make slabs to gas-proof the farm. And so, whilst I cut down some wood with my fancy new gold tools that I made using the gold from last episode, I'm going to play you a clip that I recorded earlier today with Barry, so hopefully you enjoy. So Barry, why are you here?
Well, as you can see, Vortex, from my skin, I am the Lord of Death, Lord Baremort, okay? And my thing is that I'm trying to go around and gather tokens of everybody's death, and on the server we have the data pack for player heads. I'm collecting them, for a secret project, which I will not disclose at this time, and the other for the museum that Calagranite and I are currently building, and I think we're getting Vloopin to work on it too.
Okay.
So we're going to put like a segment together with everybody's, like all the members of OmathaCraft, and since you are now here, I feel like you would be a good addition.
Sounds like a plan. I should probably take my boots off before you kill me for my head.
Are you ready?
Not quite. Let me just put my boots away. I'm ready
Why
now.
do you have a death trap in your floor?
For the hoglins. There we go. Time to die.
And
That's 2.
that's 2. Thank you.
Do you want to kill me again just so I can get my head as well?
The funny thing is that Crafty asked this exact same thing when I killed him. Okay. And then you can have... There you go.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day, Vortex.
You too. Have a lovely day. So, we've donated our head to the museum, and we've also got our very own head over here. I am slightly concerned what this secret project is that Barry also needed our head for, but we're not going to think too much about that. As you can see from my inventory, I've gathered up 2 stacks of logs, or just over 2 stacks, and I'm going to be using that to finish up the gold farm. So let's cut away to a brief sped up part, and you can watch me finish it up. So as you undoubtedly saw from the time lapse, I've now filled in all of the bottom platform as well as the top gas proofing layer. So this top layer here is for gas proofing, and it prevents any gas from spawning so that we can AFK without being killed by ghasts. And this bottom layer simply allows the piglins to walk to our entity cramming area in a more direct path, so it takes less time for them to be killed and we can get more mobs spawning in our farm. I've still got this small section to fill in because I ran out of wood, but apart from that, everything is practically done. The only other thing I need to do is install some more minecarts. We've only installed 8 out of a possible 24, and these minecarts are here in order to entity cram the piglins in order to kill them. I only have 8 because I've ran out of iron, and I need to trade golds with the regular piglins in order to get iron, so I need more gold, hence why I haven't installed all of the minecarts. And that means that we're going to need to go on an AFK session right now in order to get the minecarts. But first, however, I want to show you this down here, which is my custom item sorter. It doesn't use any redstone, which is what makes this special, and it only uses effectively iron and a little bit of wood, obviously, for the hoppers. So, how does it work? Well, we've got these minecarts going around here on the track, and these don't need any powered rails because there's 2 which are inside of each other, one that's a hopper minecart and one that's a regular minecart. And since they're inside of each other, they sort of push each other along. It's kind of a bug in the game, but it's kind of not, and it's been in the game for quite a while. So that allows us to propel the minecarts round without needing any powered rails, because obviously we can't get the redstone for powered rails since we're trapped in the Nether. So, clicked into the minecart, we can see that it picks up 5 items, and then it empties them out again. The reason we do this is that the minecart is full and can only accept those 5 items when it's underneath this block here. This means that it only picks up the gold and the piglin heads, and it leaves behind any swords and rotten flesh so that they despawn. What we do to achieve this is we effectively run it past a bunch of hoppers filled with the correct items. So it will pick up a head, it will pick up some gold, and it'll pick up some gold nuggets and some just random junk blocks over here that don't really matter. And then once it gets here, it will pick up any additional items that are of those types. It will deposit 1 of each back in the hoppers as it goes across the top, and then any additional items will be dumped out here. So that effectively means that we get all of the heads and the gold in here, But currently I haven't got any in because I've simply crafted all of the gold up. So that's how this redstone-less item sorter works, and it works great. Obviously, it's a little bit slow, which is why we've got 2 chests here with 2 unloading hoppers, and it does keep up with the rates of the farm. But apart from that, it works wonderfully. So I think now I'm going to go AFK overnight in order to get some gold, and hopefully when we get back, I should have enough resources to get some more minecarts. One AFK session later. Oh yeah, we are rich with gold. That is a lot of gold, and the AFK session was very effective. As you can see, I've got just over a stack of gold blocks and a bunch of other gold stuff as well as some gold gear. And I'm going to be using this gold gear now to once again gather some more trees, gather some more wood up, but also I'm going to gather up some blackstone from this down here because I'm actually running very low. And do you know what else we're running low on? Watch time from subscribers. And if that cool segue wasn't enough to convince you to subscribe, then I don't know what will. Anyway, back to the video. Villagers, villagers, villagers. Villagers. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have 2 fresh villagers ready to breed up. But how did we get these into the Nether? Well, for that we can thank our friend Barry, for he's provided us with these 2 villagers, and together we transported them all the way over from the hub. So we did have a few mishaps on the way, and we did seem to lose 2 of our villagers, but we finally brought some over ready for us to breed up.
Yeah, just drop him down.
Already, or?
Not yet, though. Not yet. No, not yet. We don't want to take the chance of cramming or anything.
With 2 villagers.
It's possible.
He's in.
I like how he just like angelically glided down.
Let's put him in this corner. There. And now for number 2.
Ah!
Oh no! You died!
I couldn't fly. It wouldn't let me fly.
Diamond armor!
Vortex, I swear to God.
So that's the story of how we got these 2 little guys, our first pair of villagers, over to our base. We got Barry to fetch them from the overworld, and don't worry, I did return his armor in the end. I think it would be a good idea to breed these 2 villagers up so that we have more of them in case we happen to accidentally kill any of them. But for that, of course, I need several things. The first of these is beds, and we can easily get beds if we head down to our base area and the bottom, and we use some string from our piglin trading. So I've been doing a bunch of piglin trading, and I've crafted all of this string up into white wool, and then we can combine that with some wood, which I should have in some of my chests somewhere. Here's some wood, and we can craft that into beds. So let's craft. We probably don't need 10. I think we only need 3 to get an extra villager. So I'll craft up 3 beds like so. And the other thing that we need is carrots. And how do we grow carrots? Dirt. And where does dirt come from? The overworld. So once again, I had to get in contact with one of my fellow players in order to acquire some dirt. And this time it was Rover.
Hello. I've got a delivery of some overworld things that might be of use to you.
Thank you very much. This is going to be a great help.
Few stacks of dirt and a little bit of grass, so you've got some options now.
Yeah, that's a lot of dirt actually.
Well, you never know. You never know how much you need. This place has really come together. You've done it. Wow. Hello.
I know, these guys just walk in here of their own accord. It's quite funny.
You must have some Frostwalker boots. Oh no, they can walk on. They're fine. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they can walk on. They're fine. I've got my gold farm up above the Nether as well, but there's not really a way to get down without dying. So.
Right. It would explain your very large amount of deaths that keep coming up.
Yeah, I've got quite a few.
So yeah, no, this place is really come together. You've clearly got lots of bits and pieces. That's a lot of fire resistance.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of trading because obviously the iron nuggets are quite a rare drop. So.
Wow, yeah, that's impressive. I guess you don't need to worry about soul speed boots either. You can just keep swapping between them.
Yeah, no, I just keep getting new ones.
That is pretty impressive. And are you planning to work in the Bastion?
Yes.
I don't really know any of your plans at all.
I do plan on working in the Bastion. I'm going to build some villager stuff sort of out in the general area near the Bastion, and then I'd set up probably a storage system in there once I've got access to redstone and all the stuff like that.
That sounds very impressive. Well, I'm looking forward to see what you come up with. And how many times have you fallen in that? just in this short clip.
Too many. To be fair, I have to go in there to get the pork chops, but the
That
amount
is
of
very
times
true. Oh,
I've
yeah,
fallen in there is just.
I guess you're pretty low iron's a bit of a rarity.
Yeah, I probably could
Hang on,
install some rails in there
Vortex.
now.
I've just thought.
I could smelt these down, yeah.
Yeah, can you?
I've got 47 in this chest, but
Oh right,
I've been.
okay. Yeah, I just thought you could probably smelt all of them down. You get a little bit from that.
Yeah, that's true. I've been getting the iron nuggets and putting most of them towards my gold farm. I've now filled up all 24 minecarts, and I've got a little storage system set up.
Very, very nice. I've just thought you haven't probably come across things like really common things like stone
Yeah,
or
no,
cobblestone.
I haven't got any cobblestone or stone. I've been using the blackstone where I can for
Yeah,
stone.
yeah.
But yeah, I've just skipped straight to gold tools, and I'm kind of on iron tools a bit now.
Well, I'd say you're doing pretty impressive. So
Thanks. Apart
yeah,
from the like
well done.
300 deaths or whatever it is that I
Yeah,
have.
I was gonna say it's a pretty big number.
If you want to take any of this stuff, any of the stuff I get from trading, you're welcome to. But I think you're doing your own trading anyway. So
Yeah, I'm working on it at the moment. Yeah, I might throw out the death count thing. Have you made it? You have made it into 5th place.
157 deaths.
We've been going for almost a year now on the server. Vortex has been on the server for what?
5
week?
days.
And you're in 5th place. You are that's impressive.
Yeah.
That is very, very impressive.
Once I gear up, hopefully that'll be less. But I always have been one for dying a fair amount.
It's yeah, you've done pretty well though. It's all looking very good. I'm guessing you've got a large amount of glowstone to keep your respawn anchor topped up.
Yeah, I've got. I think it's. I'm not sure which chest is glowstone. This chest over here, the one above the fire resistance potions, is glowstone.
Oh yeah, of course, bartering. You get all the Yellowstone through that. Very nice.
Yeah, Yellowstone.
Very, very nice. Anyway, thank you very much, Vortex.
Thank you for the delivery.
I'm sure I will see you around. And yeah, if you need any more of those overworld supplies, you know who to shout.
I'm sure I will over time.
See you soon.
Thank you for coming. So, thanks to Rover, we now have an infinite supply of dirt. And you may be wondering, hold on, he gave you like 4 stacks. That's not infinite. Well, the answer is a little friend called coarse dirt. And we can craft this up using the dirt that Rover supplied us with and the gravel that we get from the piglin bartering. So by using the gold from our gold farm, we can throw it to the piglins, and then occasionally we'll get some gravel back. And I've accumulated this gravel over time in this chest, and probably in a few others as well. I'm not quite sure. There's a little bit here. And what we can then do is craft our dirt and our gravel together into coarse dirt. So we effectively double the amount of dirt by crafting the dirt and gravel together into coarse dirt. So we used 1 stack of dirt and 1 stack of gravel, and we got 2 stacks of coarse dirt. But we want to transform our coarse dirt into regular dirt. And we can do this by using a hoe. So if we just grab an iron hoe from our chest here, we can actually right click on the coarse dirt and it will transform it into regular dirt. And then we can mine that regular dirt back up. And then we can use that regular dirt to craft more coarse dirt. And we steadily increase our dirt supplies by transforming gravel into dirt. So that's why I needed the dirt from Rover, and he also kindly supplied a little bit of grass, so that when we get Silk Touch, we'll be able to place down this grass and spread it to the dirt that we have, and effectively end up with more grass. So we can multiply our grass as well once we have Silk Touch. So that was a great help by Rover. I'm very happy that he did that, because it will allow us to make a carrot farm. And you may notice in the bottom left, I've got a single carrot, which is once again provided to me by Barry. So this is going to be our seed carrot, and we're going to use this single carrot in order to make a bunch of villagers. So first things first, we should probably multiply our carrot supply, because 1 isn't going to cut it. And we should do this before we lose it, because again, carrots are very precious. So with a light block placed next to the carrot, we can bone meal it up and mine it and get 4 carrots. And we can place it down, and then we can bone meal it up, mine it, and get 8 carrots. And we can repeat this over and over again and multiply our carrot supply. Now I can't actually make this into a fully automatic carrot farm because, as we all know, you can't get water in the Nether. So this is why I'm having to use bone meal to multiply our carrots to use to breed the villagers. So I've got myself a stack now, so I should probably stow this safely away and check out and see how much bone meal I've got, because we have to use bone meal in order to grow the carrots. Sadly though, I believe these are my last pieces of bone meal that I'm using to grow the carrots right now. And that is not ideal. So without bone meal, we are kind of stumped. How are we supposed to continue to grow our carrots? Well, there's actually a renewable way to get bone meal in the game, and it actually works in the Nether. And that is the Composter. So if I just craft up a Composter here, what we can do is place it down, and if we fill it with any compostable material, then it will generate a piece of bone meal. So we can use our Nether wart blocks and right click into the composter and fill it with bone meal, and it does take a while, but we eventually get a piece of bone meal, and then we can right click it and produce a piece of bone meal, and that will allow us to grow our carrots. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it does indeed work, and we can fill this up with our fist, or we can use a hopper. So I think that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to use some of my iron that I've saved up from the bartering with the piglins, and this actually took me a long time to get, so it's very valuable. And if I just grab some crimson stems as well, we can craft that into wood, and then we can craft a couple of hoppers and chests too. So we can place a hopper below the composter, and I believe a hopper above the composter, and then we can put our netherwort blocks into the top, and it should filter down into here, and then produce bone meal in this bottom chest. And that's indeed what's happening. So let's just pop a chest on top of there, so we can pop all of our netherwort blocks in there and produce bone meal to grow our carrots. So this isn't super fast, but the great thing is that these netherwort blocks are actually renewable, and the reason for them being renewable is because of the crimson trees. So we can actually use the same bone meal that we get from breaking down these leaves in order to bone meal the warp nylium. And when you bone meal the nylium, it actually produces these sort of fan things here, what are they called? Crimson roots. But it also occasionally produces a crimson fungus. What we can then do with the crimson fungus is place it down in the world and bone meal it, and a couple of pieces of bone meal will grow it into one of these trees. And as you can see, aside from getting some more wood, we also get the netherwort blocks appearing as the leaves. And mining these netherwort blocks and placing them back into this machine will actually get us a net increase in bone meal. So it may be a very slow process, but it's definitely possible for us to automate this further in the future. And for now, it's a way to get infinite bone meal and hence infinite carrots. And that means we can breed up our villagers with ease. So let's give that a go right now. I've got my 2 villagers in boats, and we're going to need to provide these guys with beds. They need a bed each, and there also needs to be a bed for the baby villager. And I've got to be very careful not to right click these beds, because if I do, we're going to explode, and that's not going to be a fun time, because of course beds explode in the Nether. We also need to provide each villager with 12 carrots, and that's the correct amount for them to breed 1 baby villager. So let's take them apart from each other, so that they don't take each other's carrots and start trading them between each other. So let's give this guy 12 carrots, like so, and this guy 12 carrots, like so. And then enable hitboxes with F3 and B. We can hit the boats, and the boat should break. And we can do the same with the other guy. Ooh, and they've got in together for some reason. There we go. So now we've just got to wait for a baby to appear. And of course we don't know when the baby's going to appear, because we're in the Nether, so there's no day cycle. So we don't know if it's actually villager breeding time. Oh wow, that was quick. I must have the heart particles turned off. We've already got ourselves a baby villager. So just like that, we already have 3 villagers. And we need to get a couple more carrots in order to breed them up again. But I think we're going to have to wait as well, simply because of the cooldown on the villagers. So I can now repeat this process and breed up a couple more villagers, and that will allow us to start trading. And I've just spotted something. There seemed to have been a delivery of some kind at our base, and I don't know who sent this, but we've got a nice little chest on a smiley face here, which I'm very happy about. Let's have a look and see what that is. Oh wow, iron. B. Oh, hold on. ENJOY. Enjoy. That's quite funny. That's amazing. So with this iron, that will allow us to get set up with some more infrastructure. So I've actually already installed some hopper minecarts down here to pick up any food that appears from any hoglins that have fallen on the magma blocks. And that's been working well. It's allowed me to get some more food, which I've smelted up in the furnaces here. And that means we're set on the food supplies. But yeah, with this iron, we now have anvils, so we can get some gear. We can combine books together once we eventually acquire those. and we'll get much more hoppers and stuff, and we can be much more relaxed with our gear. Because at the moment, although we're starting to use iron gear a little bit, we're in the majority still using gold and leather armor where we can. So that's amazing. Thank you for the delivery. And if that wasn't enough gifts to one episode, then out of nowhere, this happened. Well, that was unexpected. Pyro just logged on and gave me some diamonds, or gave me a diamond, and then logged off. He's also left his valuable shulker box here, though, so I don't know if he was kicked. What happened? Well, I am very grateful. We now have our first diamond. I think we'll keep this as a special diamond, though, because I don't particularly need a shovel right now, and that'll be our memento. Another memento from the overworld. What's he doing? Burning food. And there he goes. And with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you have, remember all the usual stuff, like, comment, and subscribe. It's been a very productive one today. We got ourselves some villagers, we got ourselves a diamond, we got carrots and dirt, and a bunch of overworld resources. And we've also made sure that our gold farm works flawlessly by implementing 24 minecarts and finishing up the wooden platforms. We also, of course, gave our head to Barry. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.